Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days, welcome to Wrestling Days Live, welcome to this week's UFC show. This is UFC Philadelphia, UFC on ESPN, and honestly we've got one of the most exciting fights of the year. I am really looking forward to this. Yes, hello to everyone that's in the chat. I can see people that are jumping in. Hello, Omar. Hello, Triple T. Hello to everybody there. Yeah, as I said, really exciting main event. Really looking forward to Gaethje against Barboza. That is going to be just an all-out war. It is going to be absolutely incredible. Both of those are just... they're so good at striking. I just can't see that going 5 rounds. You do feel like someone's going to get the victory at some point. Like someone's winning that. Like before it getting to a decision. But yeah, that is a really mouth-watering contest. And in fact, the whole card looks really good. I think Josh Emmett against Michael Johnson is going to be a really interesting fight as well. That is a really close fight. And there's a few fights like that on this card. So we've got an explosive, mouth-watering main event. We've got a few close fights on the card. And we're just going over to the show now. We've got Daniel Cormier, of course, doing the commentary. And looks like they're getting ready for the first fight. I'm guessing that's going to be Moraes against Yusuff. But let's wait and see. Hello, Boxing Days. Not quite Boxing Days. MMA Days. Hello, Days. Please shout me out. Zap Zone 39. Shout out to you. Aloha to Sir Cheeseburger the Third. Love that. What a great name. Yeah, they're just talking about the main event at the moment. They're just talking about Barboza and focusing on some of his fantastic moments. They're showing how dangerous his leg kicks are. And then obviously following through with strikes. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Days, is it on BT Sport? It is. It's on BT Sport 2 here in the UK. ESPN in the US. Wait, what? Did you just say my name? What? Wrestling Yusuff. Hello, Wrestling Yusuff. Hope you are well. Hello, Jack Beal. Hello, Praneel. Great to see so many of our WWE regulars dropping by. Obviously, this will be a very different stream to the WWE streams. The UFC streams, we can't really afford to be talking about other things because anything can happen at any time. Matches can end in an instant. So we kind of need to be a little bit more focused on the action than we are on the WWE one. There is no UFC event next weekend, which is really good because next weekend is WrestleMania. So for those of you that watch the channel on a regular basis, you'll know that we are all over that. We are all over that. I cannot wait for next weekend. So Monday, Tuesday, there's big WWE shows building up to next weekend. Next weekend, we got the NXT TakeOver show. We've got WrestleMania. Then we'll have the Raw after WrestleMania, which is the best Raw of the year. SmackDown after WrestleMania. But then we will be back with the UFC. So just a week off for UFC next weekend. Yes, that's in the future. We're still just waiting for this next contest to get underway. I'm a WWE regular. Hello, it's Charlie10. What's your favourite cheese? That's a really interesting question. I honestly haven't got a clue. I don't know what my favourite cheese is. I feel like Brie is got to be up there, but would I say it was my favourite? I don't know if it's versatile enough to be my favourite. I'm a big fan of like Red Leicester. You can't go wrong with a cheddar. How can you ever choose against a mozzarella? It's hard. That's a big question you've asked there. A big question. Crazy cereal for real. Pharrell. For real. Hello. Days, I seriously can't wait for WrestleMania and TakeOver. It's going to be big, man. Next weekend is huge. So, yeah, really looking forward to that. And the live streams, I mean, we are going to be all over it. As we said, we're doing NXT. We're doing WrestleMania. We're doing the WrestleMania kickoff show. We're all over it. Days, what is your favourite colour? Well, actually, yellow. I was just thinking then, what is my favourite colour? But, yes, it is. It's yellow. It's like an orangey yellow. A nice warm colour. Again, still waiting. They're running through the card, so no one's missing anything. Hulk and Austin are rumoured to be at Mania. They will be there, 100%. Your favourite cheese is the yellow one. Yeah, the yellow one is good. Hello, Jay's World of Wrestling. Hope you are well. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see, but there was a toy hunt that got put up on the channel. Wasn't planning on doing it. Just ended up going out. Yeah, went out, had a look around, found a few bits, and the video of that is on the channel. People seem to be really enjoying it. So, yeah, really, really pleased about that. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Give it a watch. Let me know what you think. So, yeah, that went up earlier today. And then I've just been preparing for this stream. So, again, we're just looking at some of the UFC fighters backstage. They still haven't announced what the next fight's going to be. I'm guessing it is going to be Sodiq against Yusuff. But I could be wrong. I have been wrong in the past. Once or twice before. Right, let's have a look. See what the chat are saying. Wrestling Days, any advice on how to get into wrestling, aka WWE? Well, okay, it depends what kind of wrestling you want to get into. If it's professional wrestling, WWE wrestling, get yourself down to a training school. Try and see if you can get into an indie promotion. You might have to start with, helping break down the ring and setting chairs up, stuff like that. But eventually you should get an opportunity to actually perform. A lot of independent wrestling. So you could go along to that wrestling show and you could also attend there. Making a name for yourself, then you'll start to get more bookings, and fast forward a year or two, and then you might start appearing on WWE's radar if you can make a big enough splash. But there's a lot of people trying to get to WWE. I would say now is probably the easiest time to get signed by them, just because there's so many promotions. They've got like 205 Live, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK. So a lot of people are trying to get signed, so hard work, that's what you're going to need. Deacon Collins, shout out to you. Frank Ruse, shout out to you. Days does giveaways during his pay-per-view streams. That is true. We don't do anything like that on the UFC streams. With this, as we said, we can't really afford to get distracted. We're watching the fights and talking about what it is that we're going to see, and certainly with UFC fights, they can end in an instant. Right, going back to UFC, we kind of got sidetracked a little there by WWE, but going back to UFC, all of my predictions are running along the screen below, and we'll have 6 fights to watch tonight, and last week I got 5 correct predictions, and I got the main event wrong. So last week I was 5 for 1. I think that's still my best record. I've never got all 6. Can I get all 6 today? So our first fight, they have announced it. It is going to be Yusuff against Moraes. Let's go into up here into the text box. Drop that in. So Yusuff versus Moraes. So let me give you a bit of a breakdown of this. So Yusuff likes to fight with his back towards the cage. He's a great counter puncher, so he'll be quite happy allowing Moraes to come towards him and take the action to him. He'll just be looking for openings. He's got great speed, and he backs that up with really impressive power. Moraes doesn't have the best cardio, and I really feel like this is important because Yusuff is going to be backed up. He's going to allow himself. He's going to invite Moraes onto him. I can see Yusuff maybe absorbing that early pressure. And really, if Moraes is going to be successful here, he's going to need to end it early. And Yusuff is going to, as I said, take all of that pressure. He's going to have to try and find his opportunities. I think he will find those opportunities. Moraes, as I said, his cardio isn't that good. If this goes into the later rounds, then Yusuff is definitely going to be a favourite for this one. And so I'm going with Yusuff here. I believe Yusuff is the bookies' favourites as well. Kind of I'm going with what they think with this one. So yeah, as we said, you know, the cardio not as good. Moraes is dangerous though because he is a very powerful striker as well. This is going to be very interesting in the first part of the first round because I feel like if Moraes is going to win this, he's going to have to do it in round one. So I think he's going to come out. I think he's going to put the pressure onto Yusuff. Can he find an early knockout? Can he? That is what he's going to need. Can he find a way through? Can he take one of those opportunities? So yeah, fascinating. This is a fight I'm looking forward to. Yusuff versus Moraes. And he's got that. The thing with Moraes, as we said, I think he's going to come out. He's going to look for that early knockdown. He's powerful. He has got one punch power. It only takes one shot from Moraes to put his opponent down. Yusuff, I think, is going to be very tricky for him to do that too, though. So I think Yusuff is a slight favourite, not a heavy favourite. This is quite a close fight, but I'm going with Yusuff. It's Charlie's 10 says, I don't really watch MMA, but I'm just committed to this channel. Thank you very much, dude. Talk about WrestleMania. Well, we'll be doing certainly enough of that next week. We've got Raw live stream coming up. We've got SmackDown live stream coming up. We've got all my prediction videos coming up. Feel free to ask questions in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Yeah, I don't want to get too distracted because I am very much looking forward to this Yusuff against Moraes fight, which we should be going over to soon. Are you planning on getting the Drew McIntyre Elite? I would like to get all of those NXT TakeOver Elites, but I honestly don't know if they're getting stocked here in the UK. I know that Wrestling Shop will get them, but they won't get that many because of them being an exclusive. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to keep my fingers crossed that Argos stock them as well in case I don't manage to get them from Wrestling Shop. Whoa, look at Bruce Buffer's jacket. We've got to take a second here just to admire Bruce Buffer's jacket. That is a thing of beauty. He looks like a brick. Wow. For some reason, they're not showing it to us again. I think it's because they're worried that people will think their TV screens are broken, but that is one hell of a jacket. What match are you hyped for? WrestleMania. They're already down into the octagon. We're just seeing Yusuff now. His MMA record is 8-1. And as we said, he is a slight favourite for this. So let's see how this plays out. People saying lag. Okay, here we go. This is from Philadelphia as well, we should say, from the Wells Fargo Center. Okay, into the middle they go. Moraes hasn't put the pressure on as much as I thought, actually. Perhaps he's very conscious of Yusuff's counter ability. So Yusuff taking up that middle ground. Moraes has surprised me here. I expected Moraes to take the fight more to Yusuff in these first 30 seconds. So clearly he's got a game plan. Clearly he's ready for this. So Moraes backed up against the cage a little bit. Not going the way that we thought. It's actually Yusuff that's on the front foot here, and I don't know, perhaps Moraes is just going to try and find one of those big strikes. As we said, his cardio isn't as good, so maybe he's trying to conserve some of that energy as well. Let me change over the stats on screen so that you lot can see total strikes, significant strikes, all that kind of good stuff. There we go. You can see it's quite even. My mom is at Alberto Del Rio's house for his daughter's birthday. Very cool. Do you collect other toys other than WWE? No, I literally save and spend all my money on that. I just wouldn't be able to afford anything else. Literally everything goes into that. Right, really slow opener here. So I feel like Moraes is preparing himself to go into those later rounds. I think this is a reflection of his cardio, to be honest. And he's not come racing out. That's what I was expecting to see. I think that's what Yusuff was going to be expecting to see as well. They're both kind of standing in the centre ground. Moraes is the one that's backing away a little bit more. It's fascinating fight. Not an explosive fight yet, so we're still kind of sitting back and waiting here. Yusuff charging forward. He's got Moraes pinned up against the cage. We're halfway through this opening round. Let's have a look and see. Can Moraes get a takedown here? He's trying to get a body lock on. He was looking for a body lock takedown. Yusuff very comfortable. Again, just driving Moraes back into the cage. Couple of knees getting exchanged here by the two of them. Yusuff firing in a knee into that midsection. And again, Moraes looking very comfortable. I've got to admit, I am impressed with what I'm seeing from Moraes here, because I really expected him to be more explosive. I expected him to take the fight to Yusuff. This is a different strategy to what I was prepared for. And he just seems very comfortable. He seems very calm, very collected. He's taking his time. That's surely going to help him out in the later rounds. That's going to also mean he's got that knockout power all throughout this fight. A minute and 30 left in this opening round. As you can see, quite close between the two. Very hard to call this fight. I would give it to Yusuff in this round. There's a nice flurry there by Moraes. Nice 1-2 combinations coming in from the fists. Very little body shots or leg kicks. Couple of knees now as Yusuff has got Moraes pinned up against that cage. Really fascinating opening round. Yusuff is looking for a takedown, but can't quite get it. We haven't had a single takedown yet. Yusuff has got Moraes pinned up against the cage, but Moraes has spun him round. Fires in a couple of knees. Yusuff down to one knee. Springs back up. Both guys up against the cage as we enter the final 30 seconds. Knees coming in from Moraes. Knees again from Moraes. Knees coming back from Yusuff. 20 seconds left on the clock. I would probably give this to Yusuff, just because I think Yusuff has had more shots, more significant shots. He's also taking the fight to Moraes as well. Yeah, I think Yusuff gets this opening round for me, but very close, much closer than I was expecting. And I also think that was a good strategy from Moraes. So, yeah, interesting stuff. It's Charlie 10. Good night to you, my friend. I think they're telling Moraes work the jab a bit more. He seems perfectly fine though. Doesn't seem like that first round took anything out of either of them. Just going to take this opportunity just to let people know that we are live streaming this as we get ready to go into the second round. That main event, so tasty. Really looking forward to Barbozza against Gaethje. The Undertaker has had 6 funerals. I did not know that. Right, little jab forward there from Moraes. We're into the second round. I need to change the text that's on screen. Big strikes from Yusuff there. Moraes went for a knee to the body, left himself open up top. Nice flurry and a clinch from Yusuff. 30 seconds into this second round. And Moraes is backed up against the cage. Yusuff driving him back, but Moraes spins it round, knee to the midsection from Yusuff. Wow, that was great! That was a great left hand and kick from Moraes. Yusuff has got to be so careful. As we said, Moraes has got that one punch power. He can put Yusuff down. Make no mistake about that. Even though Moraes is going in as a slight underdog, and we've questioned his cardio, I really do think he's fighting a very smart fight here. Both guys in the center of the octagon. Wow! Big left hand! I would say this is Moraes' round at the moment. Moraes really has had a couple of moments in this second round that have seemed like he was on the verge of getting some kind of big moment. Nothing's come off for him yet, though. He's got Yusuff backed up against the cage. Moraes putting the pressure on Yusuff here. Yusuff pushing him back. Still not had any takedowns. Great kicks to the head from Moraes. So comfortable with that. Just finds great openings. Yusuff has taken some big shots. Uppercut there by Moraes. Big shot back by Yusuff, though. And Yusuff is just finding those strikes a little easier. Certainly getting more significant strikes than what Moraes is. Moraes backing up. Such a great contest. Very close. Very, very close. Both of them in a clinch now. Yusuff backed up against the cage. Knee to the midsection. Big strike to the body. Minute 50 on the clock. Head kick. Big shots. Back and forth. We're down to a minute 30. Not much in this second round, but I would give it to Moraes. Yeah, I think Cormier kind of, I'm in agreement with him. This is a Moraes round. He kind of saved his energy from that first and having a much better second round. Very close, you can see. He's kind of closing that gap a little bit. Moraes backed up against the cage. Knee to the midsection. Knees back. Getting into that final 30 seconds. Head kick from Moraes. Not a great deal. It's just really cagey. You're just kind of, you're waiting for it to explode. You're waiting for like a big moment. Big body shot there. Kick to the midsection. And that's the end of the second round. Days, would you like a rematch of John Cena versus Undertaker? I don't mind. I don't mind. I can't say that I was that taken with the first one. Just in the corner, I think both guys are going to be satisfied here. I think both guys are going to be pleased with where they are. Yusuff had not as great a second round there, but his cardio's better. I think he'll come out in the third. Moraes, this is 1-1. Make no mistake about this. This is a very even contest as we head into that third round. Emmanuel, hello to you. Kick from Moraes. Big strikes, trading blows back and forth. Missed with a leg kick. There's a lot more energy in this third. I need to change the text on this again, though. I need to change it over to the third. UFC was better on Fox. They weren't afraid to show the ring girls. They're trading blows in this one. We're getting a little bit more action. Hard to know if this goes to decision, who's going to be winning this. Yusuff standing his ground in the middle. Both guys need a big third round. Both guys need a big moment. It's just going to take one moment to win it. Kick from Yusuff. Yeah, 3.5 minutes, and this is close. They're both just trading blows in the center. Not a great deal between these two. Kick from Yusuff. Moraes firing back with a shot. We're just over 3 minutes. Just over 3 minutes. Cormier is saying Yusuff needs to be putting on a bit more pressure. Yusuff has had over 30 body shots into the final 3. Oh, Moraes slips! Moraes slips and goes down. Yusuff Day. Dancing around in the middle of the octagon. Kick from Moraes. There's nothing here. There's really nothing between these two. Seems like they're both afraid to really commit. I think it's because they've both got power, and one punch could put, like, either guy away. Ooh, there we go. Back kick from Moraes. Yusuff saw an opening, fired in a shot. Now they're starting to trade. Now they're going for it. With 1:45 on the clock, they know they can't hesitate here. Really close fight. Nice little combination from Yusuff. This is starting to pick up now. For about a round and a half, there really wasn't a great deal to talk about. Just kind of trading blows now. Swinging in the middle of the octagon. Some good combos, but not a great deal getting through. Moraes with a couple of kicks. Where are we with... Whoa, down goes Moraes! Moraes goes down! And he's firing shots in! The ref's keeping an eye on this! That was a big moment for Yusuff. Massive moment as Moraes goes down. He can't finish him though, and he's back up on his feet. He's right back up. We got 45 seconds here. Both guys back on their feet. Massive moment for Yusuff there. Absolutely huge. That's just won him the fight. That has absolutely just won Yusuff the fight. It looked like Yusuff was about to get the stoppage there. The ref was right on top of it. Yeah, Yusuff's won this. Trading shots again. 10 seconds. I don't think Moraes has got anything he can do here. So a knockdown. Wow. Good fight, guys. Good fight. I didn't know you watched UFC. UFC or WWE. I love them both. I mean, if I could only watch one, then I would probably watch WWE just because I've been watching that since 1992. But I do love UFC. And I always watch UFC, but it's only been recently that I've started streaming it. Because I wasn't sure how many people on the channel watched it as well. But yeah, really, really interesting stuff. And a really interesting fight as well. We knew that Moraes' cardio wasn't as good. I don't know if he just got tired and got caught. I don't know if it was just a moment of brilliance from Yusuff. But that knockdown, it has gone to decision. And surely Yusuff is getting the victory. Surely. Moraes may have lost the fight on that knockdown. Unusual odour and discharge. Yes, I agree. I agree. Right, just waiting for us to go back. And get the official result. Days, you should stream NXT TakeOver. We are, dude. We will be streaming NXT TakeOver. Alright, let's go over to Bruce Buffer. Let's get the decision. 29-27. 29-28. Unanimous. There we go. Yusuff gets the victory, guys. Yusuff gets the victory. No surprise there. It was all down to that knockdown. That means I am 1 for 1. Here we go. 1 for 1. Is this going to be my week? You should do the old school action figures from Mattel. What do you mean, Jacob? What do you mean, the old school action figures? Shout out to Liam Rochford. Should Mattel make indie wrestling figures? I think they would be cool. No, they shouldn't. The reason I say that is because they wouldn't sell. It's the reason that you don't get, like, I mean, we've not had a Matt Riddle. We've not had an Io Shirai. We've not had a Dave Mastiff. We've not had a Trent Seven. There's loads of WWE superstars, like in NXT UK and down in NXT, that we've not had figures of. And part of that isn't because they don't have time. It's because they wouldn't sell. I think Mattel have to make at least 10,000. So you couldn't make 10,000 Jimmy Havocs. They just wouldn't sell. So yeah, they would struggle. Maybe a different company could. But I just don't think there's any way Mattel would be able to make money on them. They'd sell a few. I'm sure they'd sell a few thousand. But I don't think they would do much more than that, because they're not on TV. TV is so important. Plus, don't forget, the main kind of people that buy figures are youngsters. That's the biggest audience, the biggest demographic, and I just don't think they're going to be going out and buying indie talent. Good suggestion, though. I think there is only 6 good matches on WrestleMania. Yeah, it's not the greatest card in the world, but let's see how the event goes. I still think the show's going to be a lot of fun. That was our first UFC fight of the evening, and thankfully it did go my way. Even if the fight didn't really go as I thought it would, it was still very interesting. And hopefully there's even better to come. Hello, Marty Young. Hope you are well. Shout out to Logan McDougall. I mean, figures like Tugboat, Godfather, $1 Million Man. Yeah, we've got all of those. We spoke about them in videos as well. We did a Hall of Fame action figure video. We did a couple, actually. So we spoke about them in that. Not sure how I could talk about them in a different video. Like Tugboat is quite a difficult one to speak about. I was thinking of doing a video where we look at wrestlers and different gimmicks, because obviously Tugboat was Typhoon. So we could maybe do something along those lines. So yeah, any suggestions, don't hesitate to let me know. Shout out to Marty Young. Hello, GTG Gaming. Hope you were well. We've got... Who are they talking to there? Is that Bradley? I think it is. Right, I'm guessing... I don't know what our next fight is. I'm guessing it's going to be the Paul Craig fight. Just waiting to find out. GTG Gaming, I am good, thank you. Hope you are well. Thank you for dropping by. We are doing our usual UFC stream, just enjoying a bit of UFC action. Obviously, the main event of this one, that Barboza against Gaethje fight. Cannot wait for that. Honestly, that is going to be something special. Okay, it's Nzechukwu against Paul Craig. Let's get that changed over. Let's get that information up on screen. So, Kennedy Nzechukwu against Paul Craig. I will give you the breakdown, the info about this fight. Okay, so this obviously light heavyweight fight. Kennedy Nzechukwu. He's a little bit green. He's not too experienced. He does hit hard, though. Not a great grappler. And he's got a bit of a questionable takedown defense. He does have an 83-inch reach advantage, though, so his reach is absolutely crazy. I can tell you that Paul Craig really needs a win here. Paul Craig could be dropped by the UFC if he doesn't get a victory tonight. He's not the best striker. He doesn't have great power, but he is a very good submission specialist. So what I'm thinking with this is that Nzechukwu doesn't have a great takedown defense. Craig is very good at submissions. If he can get Nzechukwu down, there's a very strong chance he'll get a submission. So I've actually gone with Paul Craig here. This could be Nzechukwu. I think Nzechukwu is actually a decent favourite for this. So I'm going against the bookies here. I am taking a big gamble with this one. If I want to go 2-0, then I've took a gamble. So I've gone with Paul Craig. I borderline do regret that. But let's see. Let's see. This is going to be an interesting fight as well. And one that I'm not sure will go the distance. Nzechukwu versus Craig. Days, it's Brett O live. I know. Hello. How are you doing? I saw. Anyone interested in cricket? I like cricket. Cricket's cool. Craig has got 7 first-round finishes. I didn't know he had 7 first-round finishes, actually. That's really cool. Very good point there. Hello, Adam Slasher. Hope you were well, my friend. Just seeing that Gaethje has arrived. Okay, so as I said, I've gone for Craig with this one. He really needs a victory here. Whilst we're waiting for the fight to start, might as well just go through the numbers. So Paul Craig from the United Kingdom and Nzechukwu from the United States. And obviously both 205 pounds. And Nzechukwu has got 6-inch reach advantage. So he's really going in there with a massive advantage in that department. But as I said, you know, he's quite green. He's got 6 victories. He's undefeated, but he's not really fought anyone, Nzechukwu. So this is going to be a bit of a test for him. This is a bit of a step up, in my opinion. So let's see how this one plays out. But as I said, Nzechukwu is the favourite. What time is WrestleMania in the UK? I honestly don't know. I haven't got a clue. 10 PM. Jack, is that start time for WrestleMania, or is that the pre-show? Because I think there's like a 2-hour pre-show, isn't there? Isn't it like, I don't know, 2-hour pre-show, 5-6 hour main event? It's something crazy, like 7-8 hours we're going to have to be streaming for next week. So, yeah, we're just hearing from Paul Craig at the moment as we head towards this next fight. As we said, it should be a very interesting contest. I've gone with Paul Craig, but this is going to be tough for both guys. Shout out to KJ. Hello, Jennifer Carter. Hope you are well. So, Nzechukwu just saying that he's got a lot of respect for Paul Craig. They're just showing some of the previous fights Paul Craig, obviously. As we said, you know, great submission specialist. And I just feel like he might be able to get the advantage over Nzechukwu. Favourite match on the WrestleMania card? Probably the Becky Lynch main event. C Wrestling is here. Hello, my friend. How are you? I saw that Rubik's Cube thing. Looks weird. I'm awful at them as well. Absolutely awful. But why have they done a skull as well, C Wrestling? For those of you that don't know, I know we're talking a lot about WrestleMania. There's a lot of excitement about WrestleMania. And that is next weekend. Of course, Brock Lesnar's on that card. Ronda Rousey is going to be main event in that card. Might see Conor McGregor, although I doubt it. Might see Cyborg. She's been very vocal on Twitter as well. So, you know, the worlds of UFC and WWE really do cross over a lot. So, even though this is the UFC live stream, I'm more than happy to talk about WWE. But yeah, C Wrestling did a video earlier. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. And he took a look at some of the WrestleMania merchandise. And there's like a Rubik's Cube that's got like WrestleMania logos on. But there's a skull, and I'm really confused about the skull. They were doing skulls last year, but that's because of the voodoo New Orleans vibe. It's in New York this year, so why have they got a skull? They did a skull last year and it worked, so they tried again. Yeah, well, it worked because of the voodoo thing. It worked because of it being in New Orleans, but they're in New York. I don't think New York is that known for, like, voodoo. If anything, they should have done, like, a rat. They should have done a painted rat. That's what New York's known for, in my opinion. Rats. Rats and bagels. Maybe they could have done, like, a WrestleMania 35 bagel. Adam Slasher. Ronda Rousey. Yes, Ronda Rousey. I'm doing good, thanks, Days. Going on a toy hunt tomorrow for Batman 80th Anniversary Pop Vinyl. Ooh. What's that then? Is that like Batman throughout the ages? Has that got like TV show Batman and stuff like that? Days should be the UK champ. Pfft, no way. No way. There's no way I would step into the ring with Peter Dunne. Did you see, actually, Pete Dunne and Tony Storm were doing a sign-in? They're at a convention in Kent. They're at some kind of convention. I saw them tweet it out earlier saying if you were going, swing by. How awesome is that? You could meet Pete Dunne and Tony Storm, the UK and UK women's champions. Really cool. New York City, the city that never sleeps. Right, look, I mean, God, this is really slow. They're really taking their time with this show, aren't they? We're still waiting for the second fight to get underway. I don't know what's taking them so long. But yeah, we're just going back now. I don't know if they will have done the ring walks yet. Yes, looks like they have. Looks like both guys are in the octagon. And Nzechukwu is 26. Paul Craig is 31. And as we said, you know, could be in danger of getting released by the UFC unless he gets like a decent result here. Days, was it like Stone Cold Steve Austin's skull? No, it was just a skull, like painted with a WrestleMania theme. There was no smoke involved, let's put it that way. If New York never sleeps, then we should not see the crowd at WrestleMania sleeping. I'd be surprised if anyone at WrestleMania was having a nap. Although saying that, it is like 8 hours long. Who won the first fight? Yusuff won the first fight. It was only a little comic book store. They sold tickets to the event. Only 50 tickets for 3 hours meet and greet. Really? What? What? It was 50 tickets for a 3-hour meet and greet. What is that about? How weird? How did a little comic book store get Pete Dunne and Tony Stark? I thought it was a convention. I thought it was like a comic convention. I didn't realise it was just a comic shop. Right, here we go. We are underway. Finally, we are underway. As Craig steps forward, firing off lots of left jabs. Not landing with anything, but firing off a lot of left jabs. And Nzechukwu coming forward with a couple of jabs of his own. But again, I'm not sure how much is actually connecting. In fact, only one shot so far has got through. Funko released a few special pop vinyls for Batman, which is today his first appearance, the 1989 movie. Yeah, we think the owner just wanted to meet Pete Dunne. It was in Gillingham. Well, I can't say I blame the owner. Right, Craig has got Nzechukwu driven up against the cage. He's looking for the takedown. If he gets him down, then Nzechukwu going to be in trouble. As I said, I went with Craig. I've predicted a submission victory. He's doing all right here. Craig is desperately trying. Look at this. He's got an arm. He's got an arm. He's trying to get that arm bar on. And Nzechukwu is trying to break out, and he does. That was a nice moment there by Craig. Referee just breaking the two apart, and Craig again going for a takedown. I don't think he's managed to get a successful one yet, but he's got the arm again. And Nzechukwu in a world of trouble, but he's getting out. He's managing to find a way out. It's not going to take too many of those, though, and he won't get out in the future. He's not going to be able to escape too many of these. And as we said, this is a real step up in class for Nzechukwu as Craig goes for another arm bar. Pulling down on that arm. Nzechukwu really struggling here. Back up on their feet. They're back into the center. Again, Craig going for that double leg takedown. He's just constantly going for... And again, he's got Nzechukwu driven up against the cage. I mean, Craig knows there's no point him standing there trading blows with Nzechukwu. He needs to just get takedowns. There we go. Is that going to count as a takedown? He has got Nzechukwu down to his knees. And he's got him up against the cage. Knee being driven in by Craig. Craig is definitely controlling this. A whole slideshow on UFC streams. We aren't treated to that on the WWE streams. It's because WWE don't give us the slides. I'd be more than happy to use them. Craig again is looking to tie up the leg. It's quite unorthodox with his ground game, isn't he? He's literally just trying to suffocate Nzechukwu. He's just trying to literally wrap himself around, going for legs, going for arms. At the moment, Craig has got one of Nzechukwu's legs tied up. Craig's on his back. Nzechukwu can't really do a great deal. It's a bit of a stalemate here. Nzechukwu managing to break himself free. Both guys back up onto their feet. I would probably give this first round to Craig, but honestly, you could have an argument to give it to Nzechukwu. Nzechukwu, I think, has had more shots, had more significant strikes. Oh, knee to the face, though. I think that was a big moment. Nzechukwu I think Nzechukwu just connected with a big knee to the head. And you could argue that knocked down Craig. That's an interesting moment. That now makes this a very, very even round. I might even be leaning to Nzechukwu. I think Nzechukwu just had the biggest moment in the round. Swing and a miss there by Nzechukwu. I'm giving that to Nzechukwu. I'm giving that round to Nzechukwu. Can Davis get a shout out? Yes, shout out to Davis. Wrestle with Andy. Hello to you, my friend. Is everyone here from the UK and the USA? Because I am from the Philippines. GTG Gaming. Look at you. Proper international. Yeah. Appreciate the support, dude. Just trying to hear what they're saying to Nzechukwu. Hit him with the jab. Hit him with the jab. Circle away. I think they're trying to fight from distance. Which would make sense because Paul Craig is just looking for takedowns. Paul Craig just wants to get Nzechukwu down and finish him on the ground. Good round. Probably the best round of the night so far. On the main card, anyway. Craig got hit, but he just tried to pull guard. He wasn't hurt, in my opinion. Okay. Charging forward. Here we go. Into the second. Oh, nice right hand there by Craig. Looks like Craig's standing, firing a few shots now. I'm not sure how wise that is. Single leg takedown attempt. He's trying to get the takedown. He's only been successful once so far. Now he's firing in a couple of elbows on Nzechukwu. Craig has definitely come out the aggressor here. Again, going for that single leg takedown. He's switched it to a double leg takedown. He's got Nzechukwu down to his knees. Nzechukwu firing down a shot to the body. Really interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. As both guys get back up to their feet and I think Craig's looking for a body lock here. He's got his legs wrapped around the legs. He's transitioning. He's trying to get onto the back of Nzechukwu. I think he's looking for a rear naked choke, but he couldn't get it applied. Nzechukwu breaks out of that. Nzechukwu now is firing down some shots. Craig isn't in a great position here. It looks like he's going to eat a few elbows. He needs to get out of that. Nzechukwu is really hammering down some nasty elbows now. Craig needs to get out of that because he is just eating shots here. The ref's going to look at that if that keeps continuing, and you can see some damage, some real damage done to the side of the head of Paul Craig. Paul Craig in a bad position. He took some shots there. He really took some shots. I would say Nzechukwu is comfortably up in this fight. Timeout. I think the ref's saying there was a poke of the eye there. He's going over. He's checking on Paul Craig. Just looking at... Yeah, so Nzechukwu had his hands out. Okay, and we're back underway. We've got just over 2 minutes left of this second round. I think Nzechukwu is up, but Craig has certainly had his moments. I think there's a low shot there from Craig. I think there's a few boos from the crowd because the fight keeps... Yeah, it was a low kick from Paul Craig. Okay, we're back into the centre. Both guys just feeling each other out in the centre. Paul Craig stepping forward. You can really see the damage that Nzechukwu did to Paul Craig's head with those elbow strikes. Side of his head just absolutely battered. Absolutely battered. Real mess. Few kicks coming in now. Nzechukwu well up on strikes and significant strikes. Paul Craig doesn't really want to have this fight standing. He's going to want to look for a takedown. He's struggled with takedowns, though. He's only been successful with one. Thanks to the support, Jack Beale. Second eye poke. Yes, you're right there. Coming forward again. 40 seconds left in this round. Craig on the back foot, and Nzechukwu is the one that's coming forward here. And Nzechukwu is stalking Craig here. 18 seconds. Craig is going to have to find a takedown and a submission in the third. I don't think he's going to get this on decision. He goes for a single leg takedown. But that's the end of the second. Is anyone here subscribed to PewDiePie? I'm sure that Days is. Yeah, I've been subscribed to PewDiePie for a long time. I don't get a chance to watch him anymore. I used to watch him a little bit last year. Like, I used to watch him at least once a week. And just check out some of his videos. But honestly, I haven't watched any of his stuff for, say, a couple of months now. But I am still subscribed anyway. I did see that he got overtaken. I think is T-Series still the biggest channel now? I know it overtook him, but I don't know if it's maintained its position as the biggest. They're just talking to Paul Craig in his corner. It's now or never for him. He's definitely down in this fight. Okay, here we go. Hello, Jackson Oak. Hope you are well. Jack Beale, the living legend. I really appreciate the support, man, and you know that. You know that. Right, here we go, guys. Into the third round. I thought Craig would get a submission victory. He's certainly tried, but he's not been able to find it. And Nzechukwu's probably had the better moments, and I think Nzechukwu is up in the fight. Let's see how this goes. Both guys on their feet. Body shot by Paul Craig. He's going to have to do more than that. He needs to go for a takedown. He seems to be quite content standing up, firing in a couple of shots. Which is weird because Nzechukwu is the better striker. Craig just doesn't have the power that Nzechukwu does. And he keeps getting backed up. Paul Craig is getting backed up against the cage here. There we go. He went for that single leg takedown. It's not worked for him. And Nzechukwu saying to Craig, get up. Referee separating the two of them. 3 minutes 30 left. Craig really needs a takedown. Oh! Eye poke again? I think they're going to deduct Nzechukwu a point. They've called for the doctor. Yeah, the thing is, Nzechukwu isn't throwing punches. He keeps throwing open. Oh, yeah. He keeps throwing his hands forward. Open palm. You can't do eye poking. Paul Craig, we're just seeing his eye is a bit bloodshot. His eye is definitely red. To be honest, if Nzechukwu loses a point, I still think he's probably winning on points. One point deduction for Nzechukwu. I still think Nzechukwu is up. This is really interesting, guys. Point deduction for Nzechukwu. I think that's going to have fired Craig up here. Paul Craig. Both guys on their feet. Just over 3 minutes left. Fight a little bit closer now because of that point deduction. Paul Craig was looking for a takedown there, but couldn't get it. Really interesting stuff. That is something that Nzechukwu has got to get sorted out in his game. He keeps going forward with an open palm. And here we go. Paul Craig has got a leg. Looking for a single leg takedown. He's not going to be able to get it, I don't think. He's got Nzechukwu driven up against the side of the cage. Bad eye poke. Put him on the ground. Yeah, it was bad. Cormier is saying, is there value in Nzechukwu's takedown defense? Because he has been defending quite well here. Paul Craig has tried all throughout this fight to get Nzechukwu down. And hasn't been successful. I mean, only one successful takedown by Paul Craig. I honestly expected that to be a greater number. I thought he was going to get Nzechukwu down, and I thought he was going to find a submission. He hasn't been able to do it. And I would say Nzechukwu is up in this fight. He's been deducted a point because of the eye poke. We're just seeing Paul Craig is on his back. He's not going to be able to get much from there. Nzechukwu does need to be careful. Obviously, Paul Craig could get a triangle or something along those lines. Oh, he's looking for a triangle. Can't get it. Oh, he's got the arm. Is he in? And he taps! He taps! Craig wins! Wow! That is exactly what Paul Craig needed. Submission win for Paul Craig. Yes! Yes! It went against form. It went against the favourite. The favourite was Nzechukwu. Nzechukwu was up in that fight. Got a point deduction. I just felt that Paul Craig could get that submission. And it's come really late in the third. And it's an armbar. There was no way out. The thing was, Nzechukwu seemed a little surprised after, but he tapped. That's huge. That is huge. Paul Craig with a big win there. Really pleased. That means yes, 2 correct so far. I am pleased because I really wasn't sure on that one. But it's gone the way I hoped. And Nzechukwu, just inexperienced. Hello to everyone in the chat. Who's everyone's favourite UFC fighter? Mine is Travis Brown. I really like Tony Ferguson. I used to love Bisping as well. Obviously Connor, of course. I've got a soft spot for Cormier. So, yeah, any of those. Just waiting to go to the for the official decision, but we already know the result. I didn't see how long was on the clock. 4 minutes, 20 seconds in round 3, so there was, what, 40 seconds left? There it is. Winner by submission. It was a triangle choke, actually. Wow. Khabib, GSP, and Rampage. Those are Marcus J's favourites. Nate Diaz, but too bad he hasn't fought since August 2016. That is true. Days, are you in the Black Country? Yes. Currently not far from Telford. They're just having a look at the finish again. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, Paul Craig getting the victory. I think had that have gone to decision, even though Nzechukwu had been deducted that point, I still feel that he would have got the victory. But Paul Craig managing to find that submission. Yeah, this is a big win for Paul Craig. Nzechukwu was undefeated. Nzechukwu, I think, had 6 fights, 6 victories. As we said, though, he hadn't really fought anyone of note. This was a step up for Nzechukwu, and that's exactly how it proved. Days, do you like any other sports? Yeah, I enjoy most sports. I can't say I avidly watch any other sports because of time. I just don't get a chance to watch basketball, stuff like that. But I keep an eye on soccer, football as we call it over here. But yeah, WWE, UFC, those are the big two. Frankie Edgar in the crowd. Paul Felder as well. Days, what is Trent Seven's wrestling training called? Fight Club Pro. So I don't know if Trent Seven's the one that runs the classes. I know Travis Banks used to. Travis Banks used to do a lot of the Fight Club Pro training. But yeah, Fight Club Pro is the name of the promotion. They put on a show every, I think it's like month, could be every 3 weeks actually. but they've got a training school. And I think that's the training school that Millie McKenzie came through, who's down in NXT UK. Hey Days, do you remember Anderson Spider set? Of course, dude, of course. Days loves netball, that's been proven, it's true. But I am fanatical about netball. I won't watch anything else before wrestling. I have to watch the netball. Right, what is our next fight? Is it going to be Karolina against Michelle? I think it is. Let's flip this over. This is going to be a really interesting fight. Hottie Karate Mommy up next. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a good fight. Let me change the text on screen. Yeah, carrot. Cool. So, Karolina, she's bigger, stronger. She took a nasty knockout, though, about 5 months ago. I don't know how she's gonna perform. Just seeing both of them backstage sparring. Yeah, so she's bigger, stronger. She's got a really good jab. She's got great leg kicks. She's really good at capitalizing on momentum. So if she can get on the front foot, she'll be in a really good place. She's very good at finishing fights. She's got good volume of shots. She hits a lot. Good body and head kicks. Great composure. But her hand speed, she's not the quickest. So she does throw a lot, but the speed's not quite there. Michelle Waterson, she's smaller, but she is much quicker. She's got a good jab. She's going to look to use the jab. She's going to look for those 1-2s. She's going to try and make sure that Karolina can't build that pressure, can't get that momentum. I would say Waterson's got a bit of a questionable chin. She's got a good body lock takedown, though. She's going to use her movement. She's going to use her body kicks. As I said, she's smaller. She's quicker. I don't know if she's going to be able to hold off Karolina. Even though Karolina took that big defeat 5 months ago, I think she's going to be okay. And so I've gone with Karolina with this one. So that's what I've gone with. I've gone with Karolina. I know people are saying that Michelle Waterson is hot. She is hot. I don't think that's going to help her here. I think she's going to lose. I've gone with Karolina. But really interesting fight, this one. Let me know who you think's going to win. Do you think it's going to be Michelle or Karolina? Waterson versus Kowalkiewicz. Waterson, round 1. Wow. Okay. The karate hottie. I've gone with Karolina. We're just at commercial break. Let me tell you the breakdown between the two, because I actually don't know about reach and stuff like that. Karolina's got a 2-inch reach advantage, 2.5-inch leg reach advantage as well. Her record, 13 wins, 3 defeats. Waterson, 16 wins, 6 defeats. And both 5-3, both 115. As you said, this is going to be an interesting fight. I think it's going to be pretty close. That's kind of reflected in the betting odds as well. Karolina is minus 140. Michelle Waterson is plus 110. So there's not a great deal in this. But the bookies are going with Karolina. I've gone with Karolina as well. Young Savage says, do you play any games? Sadly, I don't. Just because I honestly don't get chance. No. Does she get a day's rating? No. No is my answer. Both girls, 33 years old. Okay, I think they're both already in the octagon. We've not seen, I don't know why, we've not seen any... Have we seen any ring walks? I don't think we've seen any ring walks. Fighting out of Albuquerque, Michelle Waterson. Slight underdog. The karate, hotte. Fair few empty seats in the crowd still. Where's she fighting out of? She's fighting out of Poland, Lodz. Cool. I've been to Poland. Love Poland. Looks very composed, Karolina. Are you ready for Endgame? I don't watch Marvel. Hyped for Askren versus Masvidal. That'll be a great fight. I feel like Askren's going to get found out soon. I don't rate Askren. I don't know if Masvidal's the person that's going to be able to beat him, but... Right, here we go. We are underway. Kowalkiewicz against Waterson. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be close. Don't think anyone's landed anything yet. Let me get the statistics up. Couple of shots coming in. There we go. Okay, both girls, you've had 45 seconds in. Both girls quite happy to trade blows. There's a nice speed to this. Waterson looking for a takedown, not getting it. Karolina needs to try and get on the front foot here, but Waterson obviously not letting her. Waterson, the quicker striker, as we've said. Not really much connecting. If Askren can take down Robbie Lawler and put him in that position after taking that beating, I think he's going to beat Masvidal easy. Yeah, I think he'll beat Masvidal, but I just think he will get found out. I do feel like Askren will get found out. Michelle is really firing in quite a few shots here. She's been firing in a few head kicks and stuff like that, but not finding a way to get through. It's very even, this contest, and that's reflected in the numbers. Both women, 8 shots, 8 significant shots. There's a nice energy to this. They're throwing a lot. I mean, what is Karolina? USA chant from the crowd. 10 has connected out of 27. 36% success rate for both women. Both women exactly the same. We said this would be close. And it is definitely proven to be that way. I've gone with Karolina. I think a lot of the chat are cheering on the karate hottie. Michelle Waterson. Kowalkiewicz firing in. Couple of kicks there. Neither woman has been in danger. It's been a very cagey, defensive first round. Both women in the centre, trading a few blows. Still very even. Waterson a little bit more on the back foot now. Ooh, nice! Bang, bang, bang! Quick combo there from Kowalkiewicz. I feel like Kowalkiewicz is just starting to pull away a little bit here. Waterson on the back foot a little bit more. There's really not much in this. Not much in it, but I'm saying Karolina is getting this round. So Waterson backed up against the cage. Driven up against that cage. Kowalkiewicz. Can't capitalise. They break apart. There's less than 30 seconds left. Whoa. That spinning kick then from Waterson was vicious. Stepping in, they're firing knees into each other as we enter the final 10 seconds. I really feel like this is Kowalkiewicz round. Days, where is Fight Club Pro and do they train 15-year-olds? Fight Club Pro's it's in Wolverhampton in the UK, and I honestly don't know if they train 15-year-olds. You might have to be 16. I know that Millie McKenzie was very young because she I think she was like 17. But they might start training people from 16. I don't know about 15. Honestly, I don't know. There might be a whole like insurance aspect that you have to take into account when it comes to training 15-year-olds. So yeah, if you go on the website, go on Fight Club Pro website, dude, and you'll get info there. Right, I think we're stepping into the second round. Really interesting first round. I would give that to Kowalkiewicz. But then I would because I want her to win. Because I've predicted her, and at the moment I'm 100% on my predictions. Both women in the middle. Kick from Waterson. Firing in a couple of shots, but not being able to connect. I mean, Kowalkiewicz has definitely got to be careful here. She is quick. Michelle Waterson, really quick. Stepping forward with a jab, but not being able to connect. Looking for a body kick, not being able to land it. A couple of quick jabs. Not much getting through. Oh, big shot. Big shot again. Michelle Waterson getting some success here. She's fighting from distance here. She's really keeping Kowalkiewicz away. Firing in just some kicks to the legs. Couple of jabs. Just waiting for that big moment. You're just waiting for one of these women to really commit, really go for something. We haven't seen that yet in this fight. Kowalkiewicz, single leg now. She's got that leg. She was looking for the takedown, but can't get it. Both women in a clinch. Takedown by Waterson. Nice takedown by Waterson. She's on top of Kowalkiewicz. Big elbow. Getting fired down there by Waterson. This is a big moment in the fight. This is the biggest moment we've had so far. Waterson firing a knee in. Kowalkiewicz is quite comfortable though. She's trying, yeah, reverse triangle. It's really interesting to watch this. Watching Karolina on her back, trying to get out of this. Waterson just firing in some elbows. Waterson in a great position. And again, big elbow to the head of Kowalkiewicz. This is a big round for Waterson. Big round for Waterson. She's starting to pull away now because she can obviously control the fight on the ground. Karolina just can't seem to get out of this. Waterson, yeah, is just controlling this. Another big elbow to the head. It's just over a minute on the clock in this second round. Should have changed the text, shouldn't I? Big elbow from Waterson. I think Karolina might just be happy to see the end of this round. I can't see her getting too much out of this now. She's firing knees into the side of Waterson. Waterson having to use her knees to just stop that. Ooh, she's looking for an armbar! She's got the armbar! Karolina desperately trying. She's got to hold on for 11 seconds. She just needs to hold on. She's doing such a good job. Wow. She survived that. She walks away. She should be really proud of herself there. Karolina should be so proud of surviving that. She really had to hold on then for about 15 seconds. That was fascinating. I really found myself getting lost in that then because Waterson was controlling that. She was on top of Karolina. Karolina was really trying to get out of it. She was really trying to trap Waterson's head with the legs. She was just trying to do whatever she could. And then as soon as you got towards the end of the round, an armbar out of nowhere from Waterson. And Karolina had to hold on for about 15 seconds. And if there had been a bit longer on the clock, she was done. She was done. Definitely she was done. Waterson had the armbar on Karolina. I think Karolina just edged that first round, but that was an easy round for Waterson, that second round. Waterson is up in this. Karolina needs a big round here. Karolina needs a big round. I'm a little bit worried now. I thought Karolina was going to get this, but let's see. Third round. We're into the third. Armbar out of nowhere. I know, dude. Such a big moment in this fight. Huge moment in this fight. Right, we are underway in the third round. Karolina is taking the fight to Waterson. But again, she's got to be so careful. She does not want to get taken down again. She was in a really bad place in that second round. She's got to be a bit cautious as well. But the thing is that Karolina works well when she's building that momentum and she's putting that pressure on. She can't really afford to have caution. It's kind of an all or nothing approach. They're in a clinch now. Firing a knee in. Waterson fires a knee back. Both in the middle. 3 minutes 20 on the clock. Waterson on the back foot, but Karolina's going to need to do more than that. Oh, nice combo. Body shot followed by a head shot. That was a great combination from Kowalkiewicz. Karolina charging forward. Big shot to the head. Snaps back Waterson. Knee to the midsection there by Waterson. They're trading shots. Waterson pinned up against the cage here. Karolina has got to push back. Karolina in a decent position. She has got to make this count though. Karolina really needs a big moment here. You can see that she is severely down on strikes and significant strikes. So they're trading knees. Waterson powering away out of that. It's Waterson that's got Karolina backed up against the cage. 2 minutes now for Karolina to find something, and she needs to find something. Shot coming in from Michelle. Michelle quite happy to just move away. She's quicker, so... Oh, single leg takedown. Single leg takedown by Waterson. Karolina on her back. Karolina looking for a triangle. She's not going to get it. Minute 30. This could be going to Waterson. If this goes to decision, it's going to Waterson. Karolina back up to her feet. She's got 1 minute and 15 to find something. And she really needs to go for this. She seems to be a bit gassed. She seems to be breathing quite heavy. Karolina. Waterson standing her ground in the middle. Big elbow from Waterson. Karolina coming forward, but there's just not enough time. There's just not enough time. 30 seconds. And I think Waterson's getting this. Kick from Waterson, just trying to keep Karolina back. I think we're approaching the final 10 seconds. And there it is. I think Waterson's got that. I really do. The two women embrace. There seems to be a great deal of respect here between the two of them. They're saying that Waterson putting on the best fight of her career. I'd agree with that. Big performance from Waterson. Big performance. Hey Days, can you unban my... what's your other account, Praneel? My bae got it. Yeah, it's going to go to Waterson. Big performance. I mean, look at that. Total strikes, 89 to 57. Significant strikes, 79 to 47. We just got to wait for the official decision, but yeah, that's going to go to Waterson. So it looks like I'm going to have my first defeat of the evening, but I'm pleased for Waterson. She definitely is going to deserve this victory. She looked really good in there, and she looked really strong at the end as well. Her cardio is fantastic. Really, really good cardio. I think she's got a questionable chin, though. I don't know how she's going to do as she keeps moving forward, but great cardio. 0 for 3. What? 0 for 3 rounds? So Waterson does get it, and she gets it by unanimous decision. She deserves that. 3-fight win streak, unanimous decision. For Michelle Waterson. Michelle getting a bit upset here. Says that she's dedicating it to anyone out there that's fighting for their families. She seems like a really lovely person. Fair play. Okay. Waterson with the victory there. Mom champion. There we go. Very cool. My prediction is Barbozza for the main event. Waterson is actually amazing. She is the best. She's fighting for Paige. She's fighting for Paige. Yes, she is. I like that. So, Michelle Waterson with a big, big victory there. Okay, I'm guessing it. Josh Emmett fight next. This is a fight I'm really, really looking forward to. Josh Emmett against Michael Johnson. Days, you should see Fighting with My Family. It was awesome. I do want to try and watch it. Right, let's change this over. Because our next fight is going to be Emmett versus Johnson. Right, let's change over the picture as well. There we go. Right, this fight is going to be amazing. This is going to be real close. In fact, all the fights have been real close. But this one's not going to be any different. Josh Emmett can be a little bit obvious, I think. But he is also very explosive. He's got knockout power. He's got a really good overhand and straight right. Doesn't have the fastest movement. Doesn't have the fastest feet. And yeah, I just think that Johnson has got more experience. He's got more volume of shots. And I also think the better striker. I just feel that Johnson is better in a few departments than Emmet. But this is going to be really, really close. Really, really close. I actually don't know who the bookies' favourite is in this fight. I genuinely don't know. But I'm going with Johnson. My prediction is that Johnson's going to get the victory here. I agree with BJK13. Pranil, I'll have a look for your account in a bit. I don't think I will be able to find it now. They're just showing UFC 236. Of course, we're going to be here for that. Holloway against Poirier. That's going to be a really good fight. Holloway against Poirier. Obviously, it's the rematch. That's in a couple of weeks' time. Hello, Jamie McKay. They're just showing the Max Holloway. So, yeah, as we said, next fight's going to be Josh Emmett against Michael Johnson. And I've gone with Michael Johnson. I think that's what a lot of the chat are feeling as well. I think UFC are just doing whatever they can to promote the upcoming events. Like, we've not seen any ring walks this evening. There's just been quite a few adverts for upcoming fights. 8 days till WrestleMania. Yes. Hello, Days. Any luck on Bludgeon Brothers? I can't find them, no. Poirier will win. Ooh. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. Are we getting a... We might be getting a ring walk. Yes, there we go. Okay. Now we're focused on Emmett against Johnson. 8 days till Mania. Wowzers, trousers. Not excited, to be fair. Tag team title match announced for Raw, was it? Who's that then? Who's fighting that? We're just waiting. If anyone's got any questions in the chat, fire away. Quite happy whilst we're waiting to answer any questions that anyone's got. Although I do try to do it throughout the stream anyway. This year, I'm alone for WrestleMania, so I will be here for the whole stream. Dude, that live stream is going to be fire. I'm going to be doing at least a figure giveaway every hour. Every hour a figure giveaway. We will give more figures away than we've ever given away before. So it is going to be a big stream. Revival versus Black and Ricochet. I hate it. I hate Black and Ricochet as a team. I want to see Phoenix and Natalya at Mania. Well, they are, aren't they? They're in the women's tag match. The Fatal 4-Way women's tag match. Romero or Jacare. I would go Jacare. I'm a fan of Jacare. Who would you pick there out of that? James Mulligan. Who would you go for? I'd go with Jacare. Thanks, Days. You are awesome. No worries. If the stream will be fire, does that mean Chili's returns? Days, I emailed Smiths about Bludgeons. They told me they will not be coming in. Yeah, a bit weird that they had them listed, isn't it? I heard a rumour there was just a stock issue. Not that, like, Mattel didn't want them to stock them or anything like that. There was just an issue with getting the stock to them, so not sure. Beth Phoenix back in action on Raw. Romero all day. Okay. We're just at commercial break at the moment. When we go back, we will have Emmett against Johnson. Again, for those of you that might be just joining us, because I can see there's new people that are joining us all the time. Josh Emmett against Michael Johnson. This is going to be a really interesting fight. It's going to be a really close fight. Obviously, this is in the featherweight division. And as I said, you know, Josh Emmett, I do feel he is very predictable. I do feel that his movements and his patterns, his fighting style, it's a bit predictable. It's a bit obvious. You kind of know what's coming next. I think Michael Johnson will have done his homework. And I also think that Johnson's just got more experience. And he's the better striker of the two. I think that's the key for me. Johnson is the better striker. I honestly don't know how this is going to finish. My prediction is that it's going to be a knockout for Johnson. I think he's the better striker. It could be in round 3. I don't know when it's coming. I'm not expecting a first round knockout. I'm expecting a close fight, but I've gone with Johnson. Days, did you see The Undertaker's weight loss? Yes. They are shipping figures individually. Going to cause a lot of shelf warming. Are they? Okay, I didn't know that. So they're not shipping them as boxes of figures anymore. They're just doing full boxes of... Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Days, I'm going to get some rest as it's Mother's Day today. Thanks for the great stream, and I'll see you on Monday. See you on Monday, dude, for a big Raw stream. The Go Home WrestleMania stream. Shout out to WWE Figures and Collectibles. Marcus J says Johnson has got some hands. He does, definitely. They're fast as well. Powerful. So Johnson, taller. He's got a 3.5 inch reach advantage. He's a couple of years younger as well. I'm loving that Bruce Buffer jacket. No ring walk again. Both guys already in the octagon. Michael Johnson is the slight favourite here, minus 130. Johnson beat the GOAT. Lobov, this is an easy win. I don't know if I'd say easy. Certainly the Vegas odds are close. Josh Emmett is plus 110. I agree with you, though, that I do think that Johnson's going to get the victory here. Who would win, Travis Brown versus Matt Riddle? I think it would be Travis Brown. Right. Let's get ready for this. I'm going to say third round knockout for Michael Johnson. We are underway. Let's move that so that the statistics can pop up on screen. I'm expecting this to be a close fight. Michael Johnson in the center of the octagon. Emmett on the outside. Okay, Johnson lunging forward. Not being able to connect. Going for a kick, but again, can't land anything. Not a great deal landing here. I saw a headline, Cain Velasquez is going into WWE. Is that true? He was at their performance center. He was training there. And the rumor is that he wants to sign. I think people are getting a bit tired of Brock. And Brock Cormier is a fight in UFC that I think will get made. So I could see Lesnar stepping away so that he can focus getting ready for that fight. That's a fight that you train for. That's a fight that you work hard for. So I could see Lesnar versus Cormier happening. And I think then they could probably do with someone to replace Brock. I really think Cain Velasquez will sign with WWE. He's trained there. I think he's happy to go there. I think WWE would like to have him. I think they'd have to educate WWE fans about him, though. I don't think people know a great deal about him. He didn't really have the mainstream appeal. Like, everyone knows Brock Lesnar, but I don't think everyone knows Cain Velasquez. You obviously do if you know UFC. We said this fight would be close. It's definitely that. Very little to separate these two. I actually don't know who you would give this round to right now. Really even. And actually, that's reflected in the statistics. 3 total strikes. 3 significant strikes. No one really on the back foot. Both guys in the middle of the octagon. I feel like Emmett might have been on the back foot a little bit more. We've still got a couple of minutes in this round. I'm just saying it's really hard to call so far. Who is Brock Lesnar? How many matches are left? 3. including this one. So after this, we got the co-main event, and then we've got that fascinating main event. That main event is going to be absolutely brilliant. Not a great deal going on so far. They're both just looking for an opening. Headshot, a head kick there from Emmett. Doesn't connect though. There's a lot of movement in there. They're definitely looking. They're trying to find openings. Some nice 1-2 combinations from Johnson. Emmett looking for a double leg takedown. Couldn't get it though. Johnson. Big body shot from Johnson. Big kick from him there. Swing and a miss though next time. Emmett is the one that's occupying the middle of the octagon. Johnson is moving around on the outside. Both guys trying to find an opening. Neither guy getting a big moment in this round. I feel like I would give it to Johnson. He's just ahead on strikes and significant strikes. A little flurry there between them. Nice little exchange where they both let the fists fly. Fiery, interesting end to that round. Kind of gives us a little bit of a glimpse of what's to come as we head into the second. See Wrestling. Where did you get that from? Did you get that from Toys and Masks? I haven't seen many Milkomania sets on sale. But I hope you fix the issue with my account. It is important as I can't chat with the account on streams. Yeah, I'll have a look at that for you. Can't get the Elite Sherry. Yeah, it is annoying. I've been looking for that. Carter, I'm not too sure if the code works right now. Because I know they reduced a load of their prices for the Royal Rumble. And so they disabled the code. It was days in capital letters. You can try it, because they do keep bringing it back, but I'd imagine they've probably kept their prices at a reduced price. What would it be in WrestleMania time? They tend to have like sales and things on around this time. So you'll probably get more success after WrestleMania with using the days discount code. But by all means, try it. I don't know. But it was capital letters, all capital letters, D-A-Z-E. Right, we're into the second round now, my friends. And as I said, very close first round. We said this would be a close fight, and it's definitely proven to be that way. We've started the second. Johnson probably on the front foot. Emmett just getting a little bit backed up towards the cage. Neither guy has had like a big significant moment. There's not been a great deal thrown, and even less that's landed. And as I said, I feel like Johnson is on the front foot. I do feel like Johnson could find a knockout strike. Emmett has got to be very careful. Johnson just keeps coming forward. Emmett getting backed up a little bit here. He just can't get anything together. He can't find a way out. 3 minutes 30 left. I went for a third round knockout. I'm still feeling that. I think if Johnson goes for it in the third round, he could find it. Very little coming from Emmett here. Emmett's just not even throwing anything right now. A lot of movement. Both of these guys moving around. But just can't seem to find an opening. Can't seem to find a way through. They're kind of sadly cancelling each other out. I think you can hear a few boos in the crowd as well, because it is a close fight. I think the crowd are just getting a little bit restless. The crowd want to see these two obviously engage and go at it, but they've got a lot to lose. Johnson is the one that just keeps finding those strikes. I would say that Johnson's getting this on points at the moment. I don't know if he's starting to build in confidence. I don't know if he's starting to take his opportunities. I don't know if he's just finding a way through. But he is definitely getting through. And you can see he's starting to pull ahead on total and significant strikes. 1 minute 40 left in this second round. Johnson a little bit on the back foot now. Both guys in the centre. Emmett has got a good opportunity to go for something here, but he's not doing it. I don't know what Emmett's game plan is, but he's not really throwing it like a volume of shots, and he's not looking for takedowns. It's like Emmett wants a one-shot knockout, and he's just constantly looking for where that one shot can come from. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. Kick to the body from Johnson. And again. Referee just stepping in here. Separating the two. I didn't see why. I think it might have been a groin strike. I think Emmett just kicked Johnson in the groin. Yes. They're showing a replay. I don't know if it was. He kind of hit his thigh and it flicked over to the groin. Big strike though from Johnson there. We're back underway. That was a nice little moment from Johnson. I really feel like Johnson's well ahead now. But Emmett driving Johnson up against that cage. So Johnson pinned up against the cage, but that's the end of the second round. And I would say Johnson is well up. Emmett just really not throwing a great deal. I don't know what his game plan is. I really don't know what he was looking for. Another fight that's going into the third round. Can't believe Mattel put the men's NXT title with Shayna. I know, shocking, I know. Okay, we're into the third. Who do you want to win? Well, I don't really mind who wins, but I want Johnson. Because Johnson is my prediction. You can see the predictions running along the screen below. So far, I'm 2-1. I got 2 correct, 1 incorrect. I really didn't think that Michelle Waterson was going to get the victory over Karolina, but she did. She got it on unanimous decision, and it was deserved. But I've gone with Johnson here, and I would say that Johnson is well up on points. So we're into the third round. Emmett has come out with a little bit more energy here. I think Emmett knows that he's got to go for it for this round. Johnson stepping forward. Johnson could find that counter strike. Emmett's got to be really careful because Johnson has got the power to put him away. Johnson is the better striker. I said Johnson, 3rd round knockout. That was my prediction. I'm standing by it. Both guys on their feet. How is this going to go? Went for a double leg takedown, Emmett there. And Emmett is doing more in this round. Johnson, 22 significant head strikes. Emmett, 6. Emmett charging forward. Emmett is definitely taking the fight to Johnson in this round. Johnson just can't find a way through here. Again, the crowd getting a little bit restless. Days, one of your recent videos said the only way to get earthquake was natural disasters or shark. No, I didn't say that. I think I said that was the only way to get that version of earthquake. Was in the Then Now Forever. I honestly don't remember ever saying that they only did. Because I have that other earthquake you're talking about. So they've done 2 earthquakes and they've done the shark. Big trading of strikes. That earthquake you're talking about, the blue one, is when he was like a singles competitor. And it comes with Damien because he did a little... obviously segment with Jake the Snake where he squashed Damien. Damien was in the bag and he squashed him. 2 minutes 30 in this final round left. They're both just trading shots, but neither guy can get an advantage. And that earthquake, just to finish that story, is in the normal elite line. I can't remember what elite series it was. It was like 30 something. Emmett firing in a couple of shots. Johnson firing back. Little slip from Johnson, but he stays on his feet. I'd say this is probably an Emmett round. It's quite even, but I feel like Emmett's really come out and taken the fight to Johnson, but I think Johnson should get it overall. Still 1 minute and 30. Emmett just, again, a lot of movement here. Emmett's got great cardio. He still looks really fresh. Like, the amount of movement and shots that he's thrown, you'd expect him to be a little bit tireder, but he still seems in good nick. Kick from Johnson. Doesn't really land. Step forward. Ah! Knockout! Knockout by Emmett! Emmett with a knockout out of nowhere! Wow! That was huge! It was out of nowhere! He was down in the fight. We said, oh, well, I mean, look, all fight he was just looking for a moment. We said he was just looking for that knockout blow. Look at that. Just connects. Right hand. Bang. Johnson goes down. Easily the best moment of the night so far. Emmett KOs Johnson. Big overhand right. I don't know why, but Johnson had his guard up. And just as that overhand right's come in, he drops his left. I don't know why he dropped his left hand. If he had kept that left hand up, then he would have absorbed some of that. It's really weird. Like, he's got his fists up and his left goes down at the same time that right comes swinging round. Big overhand roundhouse right. Johnson goes down. Big knockout. Oh, I said Johnson was going to win by knockout in the third. It turns out Emmett was the one that found that shot in the third. That was big. That was big. Knocks out Johnson. That was cool, man. Johnson went down like a giant redwood tree. Oh, I am not having a great night on my predictions. I am 2-2 tonight. Knocked out. Ethan, I think they have them at Wrestling Shop. I don't know if you can buy them. Certainly, if you buy like a figure, you get a smaller print of it. I know they've got smaller prints. They might even, if you ask them, they might even have some of the bigger posters lying around. Dave's video idea: every single Money in the Bank winner. I've done all the figures that come with Money in the Banks. I would imagine a lot of them are based on when they, well, maybe when they won it. I don't know about their attires when they cashed it in. Maybe that's something we can look at closer to Money in the Bank. Round 3, 4 minutes 14. So there was only 46 seconds left. And I think Johnson was going to win that on points. So that's a big moment for Emmet. Very cool. KFO out of nowhere. I know, what a big moment. Barbozza versus Gaethje. Winner will be Moraes. I have 33 of the small posters. Send them an email then, dude. I don't know if they've got any. I know they had. They sent me that because they had a load made for Wrestling Shop Live. What is your favourite store to shop for figures? Smith's. It's got to be Smith's, hasn't it? Their range is incredible. I do love Walmart as well, though, because you never know what you're going to find. I've been into some great Walmarts in America, but then I've been into some trash ones as well. The thing with Smith's, they're largely the same. Great range, but you largely know what you're going to get. With Walmart, don't know what's left on the shelves. Yusuff, I don't have a spare one, dude. That's one of the most popular figures. And I think probably the best Finn Balor as well. I'm the guy that sent you the pic of my Austin collection, asking if you can think of any that I had missed. Hello, my friend. Hope you are well. Non-Stop Extreme Wrestling, NEW. Appreciate you joining us, dude. They're just showing a reaction there of the commentators watching that knockout. Boom of the night, Daniel Cormier saying. The Walmart near me sucks for WWE figures. You're in Canada though, aren't you, Jim? So I'm guessing you still got a Toys R Us? I saw the posters at Wrestling Shop Live next to George Bush. Yes, they did. They did have some. Buy WWE figures and collectibles. Right, we are moving on, my friends. We are moving on. It is time for the co-main event. I can't believe we've been streaming for like 3.5 hours. But we have. And it's not been going very well for me. I'm 2 for 2. Hermanson. There we go. Let's change this over. David Branch against Jack Hermansson. Should be good. Should be quite close again as well. I think both of these, not much separating them. Branch is 2-2. Same as me. I'm 2-2. I've got 2 predictions right and 2 wrong. Branch, sadly, isn't 2-2 on predictions. He's 2-2 since he returned to UFC. He's got a good jab. He's got solid power. He's got a good chin. I think he's the better fighter overall. Hermanson is more of a submission threat. He's got good cardio, good movement. He's a good prospect for the future. And strong grappler. He's good. They're really close. I really think there's not much in this. I feel like a lot of people would go with Hermansson because Branch hasn't been brilliant since he returned. But I don't know. It's really a tough one to call. There's not a great deal in this. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat who you think is going to pick up the victory here. As I said, there's not a great deal to separate them. I do feel that Branch is the better overall, but Hermansson is very strong in a lot of departments. Good movement, as we said, nice counters. It's tough. It's tough. I've gone with Branch. I've gone with Branch. I just think his experience might come through, but let me know. Branch will get jacked up. Walmarts in Florida are the best. Days, the clock's changed. It's only been 2.5 hours. I thought the same thing. Oh, is that why? Oh. Okay, that makes more sense now. Of course, they went forward, didn't they, here in the UK? Still, though, I've got to be honest. I can't believe we've been streaming for 2.5 hours. I feel like we've been talking for about 40 minutes. Not 2.5 hours. And I really didn't believe 3.5 hours. Yeah, thanks for explaining that, dude. I thought I was losing my mind. Do you think the NXT UK women's title should be on the line at TakeOver? No, because I don't think there's a big enough opponent for Toni Storm. I think they've got a bit of a problem in the women's division. They need to build some people up. There's not really anyone that's coming through. I don't buy Isla Dawn as a threat. I don't buy Ginny as a threat. Zaya Brookside's too inexperienced. I know they've just got Viper. I feel like they could build Viper up, but do you really want to see Rhea Ripley against Toni Storm again? I feel like we've seen that match a few times now. So no, they need to sort out the women's division in NXT UK. They could probably do with moving some NXT women over, just to give it a bit more prestige. Maybe chuck someone like Aaliyah in there, or Deonna Purrazzo would be great, moving her across. Rachel Evers, she would be good. I feel like they could really do with moving some talent around. WWE are trying to get another legend to appear to ease the crowd because it looks like Taker will not be appearing. I don't believe that. I think Undertaker will be there. Yusuff, I've got nothing spare, dude. Any figures that I've got spare, we do as giveaways. And we do that during the WWE streams. Send Nikki Cross to NXT. That's a really good shout from Non-Stop Extreme Wrestling. Really good shout. Nikki Cross would make a lot of sense. And I don't think they're doing anything with her on the main roster. So I don't think it's the biggest loss in the world. So I agree. I think Nikki Cross against Toni Storm. If they could have booked that for NXT Takeover. Nikki Cross against Toni Storm for the NXT UK Women's title. That would have been great. They definitely should have booked that. Candy Floss, the biggest threat to the NXT UK Women's title. She's just biding her time. Yeah, I saw that she won a championship just the other day. I didn't see what championship it was, but yeah, she's doing well on the indie scene. And she's made appearances in NXT UK, but yeah, a bit too soon for her. She's still very young as well. I mean, the future of NXT UK women is very bright, but just not there at the moment. So, yes, we are moving towards David Branch against Jack Hermanson. Let's have a look, see what the tail of the tape says. Both are 6'1", both are 185 pounds. David Branch, 78 inches. Jack Hermanson, 77.5 on their reach. So, David Branch has got half an inch reach advantage. Jack Hermanson, though, has got like 4.5 leg reach advantage. The reach and the leg reach, it doesn't make a massive difference, to be honest. But, yeah, it's, you know, obviously an interesting statistic. Looks like are both guys in the octagon. I can certainly see someone's in there. David Branch, 37. You've got to fear for him if he loses this fight. As we said, since he came back, 2 wins, 2 defeats. He needs a win here. I just wonder if that's going to spur him on. Yeah, both guys are in. Bruce Buffer doing his announcements. Send Nikki to NXT UK. She is doing nothing on Raw and SmackDown. Definitely agree. I have a funny feeling Taker will interrupt Elias at Mania. Yes, I agree. Okay, he's just doing the intros. David Branch is the slight underdog here. I feel that's because of his record more so than his fighting ability. I feel like that's because he, as we said, you know, he's 2 for 2. Okay, here we go. Let's get ready for this. This should be an interesting fight. I think if Branch is going to win it, he's going to have to do it via decision. Okay, both guys stepping into the centre. Hermansson firing off. Hermansson really taking the fight to David Branch here. He's really come out quite quick. Big strike from Branch. Takedown by Hermansson, though. Hermansson on top of Branch. Ah, Branch taps. Branch is done. Branch is done. Boos are raining down. That's a disgrace. I don't understand. I was watching because he gets taken down. He gets him into a guillotine, and I was just waiting for Branch to get out of it. I honestly thought Branch was just going to find a way out. He just looks like he doesn't know what to do, and all he can do is then tap. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Branch is done. Branch is out of the UFC. There's nowhere for him to go after that. Boos from the crowd as well. I'm really amazed. I really felt that Branch was the better fighter, and he's just got absolutely embarrassed. Tapped. That was quick. Yeah, washed up. Muhammad Ali, I completely agree, dude. Completely agree. That was a sham. I'm absolutely amazed. Absolutely amazed. Early takedown. You know, Hermanson just really took the fight to Branch. Honestly, didn't think that there was going to be much of an issue for Branch there. I thought that Branch has got the experience to get out of that. Just looked like an early setback, and before you know it, he's tapped. He's got himself into a really bad position, and he's tapped. I'm honestly shocked at that. I'm really shocked. He's done. He is absolutely done. He's exactly like me. 2 for 3. He knows he's done as well. There's nowhere to go after that. Boos from the crowd. The crowd have been unhappy. Branch should go to the NXT UK Women's Division. Not if he's gonna just lose matches that quick. It didn't last very long. He came out of the gates really hot, really quick. He gets Branch down, manages to get that takedown. Less than a minute. He's a big prospect, and I didn't expect that kind of a result. So he is definitely someone that's on my radar now. I'm very much looking forward to see where he goes from here. Yeah, keep an eye on Hermanson. Keep an eye on him. Shout out to official Cult Boys channel. Yusuff, you can try and win a giveaway. We do them. The WrestleMania stream will be your best option because we're doing a figure giveaway every hour. So make sure you join us on that WrestleMania stream. That'll be your best chance. Man, it's only just dawned on me that was the co-main event. We're at the main event now. Oh, man. I was just chilling, chatting with the chat, and... Wow, I can't believe that was the co-main event. So, there we go. We are at the main event. Barboza against Gaethje. And this is going to be a great fight. This will be a great fight. I need Barbozza to win here so that I can salvage some pride and finish with 3 correct results and 3 incorrect results. You wait and see what happens when Elias does his concert at Mania. I've got something for him, says the Honky Tonk Man. That would be cool, man. I could see that happening. Obviously, Honky Tonk's going into the Hall of Fame, so I could see Honky Tonk Man definitely coming out. That would be cool. I met the Honky Tonk Man at a convention, I want to say last year. I think it was last year in Birmingham. Might have been 2017. He was a really nice guy, man. He was a really nice guy. And I'm really pleased that the Honky Tonk Man's going into the Hall of Fame. I really like him. I think he was such a great character. He always had great ring attire, like his jumpsuits. I think he makes for the best action figures as well. Yeah, really cool. Do you know what? Honestly, the Honky Tonk Man's one of those wrestlers who I thought was just in the Hall of Fame anyway. I was genuinely surprised when he was announced, because I didn't realise he wasn't in anyway. So long overdue. Long overdue. But, yeah, I definitely think we could see Honky Tonk Man and Elias share a moment. Maybe Jeff Jarrett as well. Maybe we'll get all 3. Right, let's talk main event, shall we? This is huge. This is going to be epic. This is Barbozza versus Gaethje. Both of these just strikers, kickboxers. Barbozza's got a reach advantage. He's got knockout power. He can deal with pressure. He's got a speed advantage. He does have a slightly questionable chin. Nasty knee strikes. Gaethje is going to cause Barbozza problems. No two ways about it. He's also flashy, powerful, also good at putting pressure on, but Barbozza is good at dealing with pressure. Gaethje is going to try to land big shots. Very similar to what we saw from Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett was trying to land a big shot, and he found a huge shot. He found the shot of the night to win his fight against Michael Johnson earlier in the stream. And I feel like that's what Gaethje's going to try and do as well. I've gone with, this is a coin toss. Honestly, it's a coin toss. Anyone in the chat that thinks that Gaethje's going to win, yeah, cool. I can't argue. I've gone with Barbozza. I just feel like he's got a bit of a speed advantage. I feel like Gaethje will put the pressure on. I think Barbozza can deal with anything that Gaethje throws at him. I think Barbozza can overcome Gaethje, so... But it's going to be fascinating. I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't know what round it's going into. It's going to be a wait and see. Let me know. I really want to know what you think. Days, can I ask you a question? Yes. Poor Elias. Something tells me he will get beaten up. Yes. CM Punk, Bad News Barrett, Ryback need to come back. I'm not sure I see that happening on any of them. I heard CM Punk's still training for MMA. I'm not sure if UFC will have him. UFC shouldn't have him. He's 0 for 2. But looks like he still wants to carry on with MMA. Official Cult Boys channel says Barbozza in the second. Robin says Barbozza in the second as well. Let me know, guys. Even if you don't watch that much UFC, who do you think's winning? Let's get a consensus going. I've gone with Barbozza. People saying Barbozza in the second. But let me know. I genuinely am interested in what people think. When is the next giveaway? It depends if the wheel wants any on Raw or SmackDown. So it could be Raw, could be SmackDown, could be NXT TakeOver. 100% though, WrestleMania. So I can guarantee WrestleMania. But it could be on any WWE stream. Jamie McKay says Barboza in the 5th. The odds are better for CM Punk going to AEW. Yes. Although the rumour is that he wants to carry on in MMA, but that could just be a swerve. Could you imagine if he walks out and interferes during Double or Nothing? I think that's in May, isn't it? So, don't know. Could happen. Jack Beal thinks Barboza. Justin, highlight Gaethje winning for sure. Very cool, dude. I like your confidence. Everyone let WWE know that I should be the one facing Bobby Lashley for the IC title, not that midget Finn Balor. We need a champion that can sell tickets. Yeah, I don't disagree. I'd love to see Honky Tonk Man against Bobby Lashley. I do fear that you would get destroyed though, Honky Tonk Man. I mean, Bobby Lashley is pretty legit. I'm not sure that you had to face too many people with his power. Although saying that, I suppose the Ultimate Warrior, when he was all on steroids and he was roided up, was probably comparable. Barboza will KO him with knees. I don't know. I love your voice, dude. No funny stuff. It just puts me in a good mood. Dude, I appreciate the support, dude. Thanks a lot for dropping by. Okay, Gaethje is... we're getting ring walks as well, you know, by the way. I should tell you all this. Rather than constantly talking about wrestling, which I'm not going to apologise for. This is WrestleMania week. It's a big, big deal. There's a lot going on in the world of WWE. Yeah, Gaethje is inside the octagon. We're just going to wait for Edson Barboza. I don't think Barboza's done his ring walk yet. I feel like the chat is feeling Barboza on this one. But it's going to be close. No one can write off Gaethje here. He absolutely could get the victory. Still can't believe that knockout, says Jack Cunningham. I agree, mate. Best moment of the night. Gaethje coming out to the Rocky music. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Getting on Bobby and his wannabe slick manager. I'll beat their asses. Hey, look, I'm not doubting it. Nothing but love for the Honky Tonk Man. What do you think of the Kurt Angle Survivor Series Elite? The Kurt Angle Survivor Series Elite. Oh, the what? The Elite based on his Survivor Series attire. I don't know. It's not... I think it's cool. I think it's a good figure. I think it's bright. It's fun. It's just not my... Do you know what I mean? I feel like Kurt Angle's over the hill now. I just feel like he's done. I don't get the same enjoyment out of watching his matches. So kind of anything that's based on his current run, like he's definitely right that he retires now. So Kurt Angle will be stepping away at WrestleMania. Definitely the right time. Probably should have done it earlier. So, I don't know. I kind of look at any figures based on this run and don't get as excited about... I mean, like... Do you know what I mean? Like, the Kurt Angle that was in the Milko Mania set, for example. That's like Kurt at his prime. And I find that a bit more exciting. Because it's like based on some really interesting storylines. and based on when he was like putting in and having some of the best matches. If you want to separate that from the figure, I think the figure itself for the Kurt you're talking about is very good. I think the face likeness is good. As I said, I think the ring attire is very colourful. It's going to stand out on a shelf. But it's just not my favourite run. I like Drew McIntyre versus Walter. That would be good. I think so far the best figure of 2019 is King Mabel. Could be. So definitely a contender. I would struggle to say anything other than Ronda Rousey. I feel like either Ronda or Aleister Black. I would struggle for anything other than them. Shout out to CCast2. I love the attire. I met him a few weeks ago and he signed it. And it was awesome. Angle needs a better opponent. He will. He'll have Cena. I'm sure of it. Right, we're at the main event, guys. We are at the main event. I think Barboza wins this main event. I think he's a bit fast. Or I should say a bit faster than Gaethje. And I don't know. I don't know if he'll be able to get the victory on the second round. A few people in the chat seem to think he might get it in the second. I'm not sure. I think he will get it, but it might take a little bit longer. But this is our main event, my friends. Really appreciate anyone that has joined us for this live stream. If you don't normally, hit the subscribe, because we live stream all the UFC shows, and we do all of the wrestling shows as well. We are back on Monday for Raw, Tuesday for SmackDown. We are doing NXT this week as well on Wednesday. And then, of course, NXT TakeOver, WrestleMania. It's just going to be non-stop live streaming. Sucks we never got a Sawyer Fulton. He wasn't in Sanity for that long, was he? And he's been released now. See you on Monday, Ethan Black. Still a fair few empty seats there, you know. Even though we're at the main event, there's a fair few empty seats. And I'm not sure why, because I think if you're into UFC, this is a real mouth-watering fight. This is a real war. Hall of Fame stream. Nah, probably not. There's not a great deal to talk about, is there? You're only going to be talking about... You can't really listen to what people are saying and then try and relay that. I mean, and also, I don't know if there'll be a great deal to react to, so... I'll definitely watch it, but I don't think there's really a need to stream during it. Right, here we go then, guys. Barboza against Gaethje. They step into the middle and we are underway. We are underway. I've gone with Barboza and I really need him to find a victory here. I need him to help me out of this hole that I find myself in. They're just firing a few kicks into each other. Crowd are really into this. They are exchanging shots. Big shots coming in from Barboza. Gaethje has got Barboza up against the cage. Oh, we said this was going to be explosive. They're not holding back, guys. Look at this. We're less than a minute in. We've had 15 significant shots from these guys. They are really going at it. Should tweet your thoughts during Hall of Fame state. Yeah, that's a good point. big strike. Big strikes from Gaethje. Gaethje really has come out the gate fast here. And he's gone after Barboza. Swing and a miss, though, by Gaethje. Gaethje is really up for this. Both guys back into the middle. Barboza is struggling to find a way through here. They're trading shots. There's a real flurry between these two. They're just firing off on each other. This so far is living up to the hype. This is a great fight. After that last co-main event we just had, that was over in a minute, although it was an absolutely brilliant, kind of shocking moment. Cormier is saying that the leg... Oh! Gaethje! Gaethje knocks out Barboza! Wow! What? The commentators are saying we're not too sure what's going on. I mean, well, what's gone on is Barboza's been knocked out. Gaethje has got the USA, the Stars and Stripes. He's sat on top of the octagon. He can't believe it. We're just seeing a replay now. I didn't see how that finish came. It's just a right hook. It's a right hook. It didn't... Oh, do you know what? It didn't look like there was a great deal of power there. It's like throwing a few, and then he just catches him with a right hook, but I think it just hits him sweet. Just hits him absolutely on the button. Absolutely on the button. Barboza knocked out. First round. Absolutely awful. Awful night for me. Awful night. Wow. Huge. Absolutely huge. All of those early fights. All of those early fights just went the distance. And then the recent fights have all had like quick finishes. I don't know if they've all got to be somewhere else and they just want to get this done. But yeah, absolutely crazy. So Hermanson picking up the win and Gaethje picking up the win as well. Absolutely crazy. Completely going against what the Vegas odds were. Completely going against. A lot of those fights didn't go the way that people thought. Muhammad Ali. Are you streaming after all of this is over? Well, we're just going to get the official result and everything. But as soon as the UFC show finishes, then we will finish as well. I think we've pretty much said everything that needs to be said. It was an interesting show overall. Real shame that that main event didn't go longer. Kind of wanted more from it. Because they were trading blows. It was really tasty. I was really looking forward to it. And then it's over in the first round. I mean, we saw this, though. Hermanson came out on the front foot. Really went for it. Put the pressure on to Branch. And got that quick victory. And then Gaethje's just done exactly the same. Came out the blocks the more aggressor. Came out quicker. They were trading some shots. And Gaethje just found the shot. really feel like he just got lucky. I don't think there was a great deal of power behind it. It was just absolutely on the button. 2 minutes 30 into round 1. Winner by knockout, Justin Gaethje. Gaethje says he wasn't nervous. He wasn't scared. 2 quick main event fights in a row. That sucks. I know it does suck. I think that's the big feeling I'm taking out of it as well, is that you sit through some of those earlier fights and they're good, they're interesting, they're close contests, but you just want to get through to the main events, and this main event in particular, on paper, one of the most exciting fights of the year, and then it's over so quick. And it was so good as well. Like 2 minutes 30, they were really trading blows. I mean, look, all of that on screen happened in 2 minutes 30 seconds. 33 significant strikes. 22 for Gaethje, 13 for Barbozza. Gaethje just came out of the gate and just really took it to Barbozza. And you could see that Barbozza just couldn't really cope with it. Didn't like either of them, so I don't really care. I just feel a little bit robbed. That's all. I just wanted to get stuck into a main event fight. I was just in the mood for a tasty main event, and oh well. Daniel Cormier just saying that Gaethje promised chaos. And he brought chaos. He absolutely did. He came out of the blocks really quick, took the fight to Barbozza. I still feel that Emmett's knockout of Michael Johnson was the moment of the night. Once it's all done, all you marks can go to bed in your room downstairs. Remember to turn off the honky tonk man healing it up there. Do you think Lesnar versus Cormier will be good? I do. I don't know how long it would last for. I feel like Cormier is probably better than Lesnar in every department, but you never know. I feel like Cormier definitely would win that fight as well. Cormier against Lesnar. I feel like Cormier would get Lesnar down and would make Lesnar tap. He would submit Lesnar. I've got no doubt about that. But I do think it would be a good fight, and it's definitely a fight that I want to see. Poirier will take the belt next. Yeah, he could. Unusual order, he absolutely could. That's in a couple of weeks' time. So UFC-wise, I don't believe there's a show next weekend. I think in 2 weeks' time, we've got the big UFC card. So Lesnar has that reach. Yeah, and he's got power. But I really feel... I mean, Cormier's just one of the greats. Cormier wants that fight as well. I think he will get it. I think he will get that fight. I could see Lesnar losing at WrestleMania and then stepping away from WWE and really focusing on that fight with Cormier. Sure thing, bro. You keep going with that mindset. The world needs people like you on your high horse. Lesnar is an overpaid advertisement for WWE show. But that's one way to look at it, I suppose. Mighty Clips doesn't like Lesnar. I don't hate Lesnar. I got no issue with Brock Lesnar. But he's not my favourite when it comes to the world of UFC. I think I'd be cheering for Cormier on that one. Right, guys, that is it. Thanks a lot for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Obviously, this is a huge week for WWE. Huge week WrestleMania-wise, so we're going to be focused on that. We will be back with UFC live streams for whenever they're back. As I said, I don't think it's next weekend, so I don't think we're streaming anything UFC-wise. I think we will be here doing wrestling, though, so if you're interested, join us for that. Really appreciate the support. Thanks a lot for joining us, and hopefully see you again next time. Bye for now.